Alright, so hello YouTubers. Had many requests to do a topside tutorial. Took me a long time. This is London, the weather sucks. Don't get that much time, but hey, beautiful weather now, let's do it today. Got my good friend Fabio on the camera. So let's get this started. First I'll explain what a topside is. Alright, so topside. Now, if any of you are just starting out, probably wouldn't encourage to start off with these tricks, so go back to my old edit and look at what a soul trick is. But basically I'll explain to you what topside is. If you want to look at my skate, a topside, a regular soul trick is where you're grinding on the soul plate. The topside trick is where it's now flipped over on the side and you're grinding on the frame. So this one would be a soul trick, and the top side will be on the frame. So you're grinding, this is the top side. Okay, so for example, we have an acid grind or a soul grind. The top side will be, this will now be the top side foot. That will be the top acid. And that will be the top sole. And for the other way, we've got the Mizzou, which is like this, sole foot, and the porn star. And the top sides will be that's the Mizzou, and this will be the porn star. So from the back end, the topside Mizzou is also called a sweat stance. So this will be the sweat stance. And this will be the top porn star. And not to forget, Macchio, fish brain. We call the topside Macchio a fish brain. That would be freestyle, that would be grab. Okay, hopefully now you know all the names of the top sides. Let's get on to figuring out how to do them. Okay, so basically what you want to do is try and find yourself a ledge with enough room to come up from the very center, because how I learnt, and I find it easiest to do so, is to jump on to the actual ramp or the ledge on top and do the topside foot as a cess slide. What that does is it gets you getting used to jumping on to the top side as a cess slide, and it helps you to gain the balance and take away a bit of fear of getting straight into the trick, because when you do it on the actual side of the ledge, you'll want to lock that straight away. Anyway, I'll give you an example of a top pawn, a sweat stance, which is a top Mizzou, top acid, all as a cess slide. I would advise at first you go slow and you jump straight into it, or you can roll slightly and then bend your feet into it, but start slow before you go faster and try and do the whole ledge. Alright, here's an example of a sweat stance cess slide. Another thing to remember is that when you're cess sliding, your balance needs to be centered right over your trick so that you won't slide out to the left or the right. Just keep that in mind. Try to keep your body directly over your grind. Alright, so I hope that was a good example. Now, this is going to sound weird. That's a regular top pawn for me on a rail, maybe a coping ledge, but on an actual ledge I can't top pawn that way, so it's actually the other way, which you might think is switch, but I suppose for me it's natural on a ledge. So I can't actually switch top pawn cess slide, so I'm going to go ahead and try my own technique and try and learn a switch top pawn cess slide, and also try to learn a switch top pawn and grinding on the ledge. So here's my example of trying the switch top horn cess slide. Alright, so when you've done with the cess slides, if you're feeling comfortable enough, your ankles, your boot is bent over enough, you're definitely in position, it's time to come to the ledge and start stalling it. Now just do it constantly on and off to make sure that when you're locking it, you're confident you're going to lock it. So you do it a few times. I'll do it now. I missed that one. But the main thing is the boot is definitely going to be locked in. What? Alright, so you probably noticed I didn't do any topside cess slides, partly because I simply can't. But the tip I can give you on doing a topside once you're grinding on the ledge is, imagine it's a top acid and you just simply turn that foot like that. The topside foot doesn't really change. Anyway, I'll go ahead and start grinding now. Okay, now for grinding, there are different ways to approach the obstacle depending on your own preference. When it comes to a ledge, I prefer to be facing it like this, parallel, right next to. Some people like to come at it like this, so you just keep trying the different ways, see what you like, because everyone is different, okay? But for me, I always come at it like this on a ledge. On a rail box, I will come at it sometimes like this, sometimes like this. On a rail, I always come at it like this. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and start grinding. Okay, so I'm going to start grinding. Now, I would advise when you begin learning to grind, start slow and then increase your speeds until you're comfortable. But just remember, start slow first, yeah? Until you feel like you've got it on lock or you're very comfortable to go faster. Anyway, I'll start off with a top acid, slow then fast, top sole, top horn, sweat stance. So you can all see. I will also try a switch top horn and switch top acid for this film. Let's do this. Go. Right, remember with the top sole, I can't do the cess slide. Maybe you can. If you can't, get your top acid locked on and just turn that other foot. That's how you want it to feel. With the top sole, I guess you just have to go and try it. It's probably my least favourite. No, actually it's not my least favourite, but I find top soles very difficult. Here goes. Man, I hate top soles. I hate top soles. And again. Now I'm going to attempt fishbrain, a trick I also really hate doing. It's very dangerous, so I'm going to do the cess slide first and then attempt the grind. I'm probably just going to do it freestyle. That means without a grab. But hey, who knows? Let's go. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and try it on the ledge, the grind. I feel I'm not ready for it, so if I can't get it, then I'll just put in the failed attempts, yeah? Good luck to me. Oh, shit. Okay, looks like I can't do fishbrains. So something I guess I need to work on myself. I can do it on a rail box or a rail, but on a ledge, because I've got to practice. Anyway, I hope that helped. That's it with my topside tutorial. Next one will be a H block. Let me know if you want me to do that. Peace out, guys. Alright, I won't demonstrate all those tricks again on a rail. I'll just explain it to you. On a rail, again, feel what angle is nice for you. For me, I like to come at my rail like that, a bit more diagonal at an angle. And with a rail, you just jump a little bit more over. That's about it, really. When you jump, you aim to get right on top of the rail, so you're more like the cess slide in a way. You're really centered over the top of it. Anyway, I hope that helps. Just keep practicing and you should get better.